Welcome to the Top Gun Show. Today we have Laura Urynowicz. She's the Channel Solutions Engineer for Zoom. Zoom happens to be our Top Gun Show sponsor of the month. Way to go, Zoom. Anyway, prior to joining Zoom a year ago, Laura served as a Partner Service Manager of North America for Poly. And prior to that, she spent almost 4 years at BT Conferencing as their Global Onboarding Manager. Laura, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you on, but I'm probably more excited that I said your name right. So that's
You know what?
it's keeping me up
I
at
am
night.
impressed.
Well, you're the second episode here. Who is Zoom? I know you guys are more than just meetings, so why don't you give us a insight into what services you guys provide?
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that you asked that question because everyone knows Zoom for Zoom meetings, right? I mean, your mom, everyone knows Zoom for Zoom meetings, especially after last year, everyone moving to the home office or in a very small quantity in the office if they were actually allowed to do so. But we have a lot more. Just like any other UCaaS solution platform, we have webinars, chat, Zoom phone. And I think you spoke with a colleague of mine, Josh Stanley, about Zoom phone today. A lot of people don't know that we have these other things part of the UCaaS platform. So Zoom phone, as one mentioned, I think a little bit less than 7 quarters, we sold over 1.4 million seats for Zoom phone. So people are finding out about it, and we want to get the word out that we have more products that will deliver happiness, be easy to use and super intuitive. Another thing, I don't know, have you ever heard of On Zoom?
No, I have not.
Okay, so that is, it's a platform for immersive virtual events. So we have a really robust API SDK platform. And by robust, I mean we have like over 1,000 applications. So if you went on to our Zoom US website, you could find the app marketplace. And on that app marketplace, I think this is super user friendly, and I love intuitive stuff because who wants to learn skill sets just to navigate a web page? But if you scroll down on the left, and you can look at all of the Zoom products, the ones that I've mentioned, and super easy. You can just click a box for what integrations are already built for webinar, Zoom webinar, what is already built for Zoom chat, and it will populate those applications that are already integrated and already built. So On Zoom is actually a platform where, like, if you wanted to put on or attend a yoga class, if you wanted to join a cooking class, because during the pandemic, we've all been doing virtual events, and we've been trying to stay active and find things to keep us busy or keep our attention. And so we were able to build a platform where instructors and teachers and chefs, et cetera, can monetize their business and continue to do so when maybe people couldn't leave their homes as easily. So yes, we're video meetings. Yes, we are Thanksgiving and Christmas get-togethers and happy hours. I'm sure we've all had a million Zoom happy hours if we're lucky in the last year. But so we are all of those things, but we are so much more. So we really do fill a UCaaS solution because we have all the products that would do so, and they work really, really well.
Great answer. You know, I have I have 2 technology timestamps locked in my mind. One is when I first heard the word Google. So I made a sales call years ago, and somebody said, "Oh, I Googled you," and I said, "What's Google?" So I remember that like it was yesterday, and I also remember like it was yesterday the first time I heard Zoom. One of the sales partners at Top Speed Data, the company I was a GM at, came in and said, "We've got to get Zoom. We've got to start selling Zoom." And I said, "What the heck is Zoom?" But I remember it like it was yesterday. Those are the 2 iconic moments in my telecom history that I remember. So you guys have really taken the world by storm. What makes you different or better than the rest of people that are in your space?
Yeah, okay. All good questions, Dave. Thank you so much. So you're saying like the two watershed events that caught your attention in your career for telecommunications, and one of them for me was when video conference. I've been in video conferencing so long, like since the late 90s. So I was, for those who are listening who might be aware or around my age, like I was producing calls on multi-point control units, old picture tells, cord bridges, and I have been lucky and fortunate enough to watch the evolution of video in the last 20 years. So video conferencing has come such a long way. And one of those watershed events for me was when HD came out. I remember being in a conference room in Tampa, Florida, and they had put, I think it was a Poly HDX actually at the time, Polycom. And I worked for a hospital. I was their AV engineer. So they had sent me to this conference to see the latest and greatest that was coming out, to really put our hospital at the forefront of technology and virtual surgeries, or virtual classrooms that could watch surgeries remotely. And so I'm at this conference and they put a Coca-Cola can in front of the HD camera, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, the detail of this Coca-Cola can, this is crazy. Because before then it was like someone had put Vaseline over the camera, everything kind of looked moved out. And now that I'm getting older, I wouldn't mind that to come back, but that's another discussion. But so I remember HD coming out, and I remember video really taking the next step forward. Video conferencing, people throughout my career have always said, again, for 20 plus years, wow, that's so cool, tell me more about it, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's wonderful because I don't have to explain it. People are doing it. So back to your question about what makes Zoom different is, one, everyone's doing it. Everyone can use it. And our tagline is delivering happiness. And I'll tell you, Steve, again, being in telecommunications for a long time, that you don't deliver happiness by making products that are complicated, that are hard to integrate, that are hard to implement, that are hard to get everyone on board and be able to utilize. So I think it is a huge differentiator for us that people of all walks of life and ages can use the platform. They can use Zoom video. Video used to be highly technical, not that great. And you couldn't even access video unless your corporation had invested large sums of money. It wasn't at our fingertips, and now Zoom is. And one thing I love about Zoom is that, again, easy to use. You and I are on our not our mobile devices, but at our desks. I have my PC, I've connected via my PC. But if I were mobile, my Zoom application on my phone is the same interface as on my PC. I didn't have to learn two skill sets. So that ease of use really makes us stand out. And I say that confidently, coming from such a long history of video conferencing, of when it really was complicated. You had to hire people like myself who would pop onto video and say, can you see and hear me okay? Like I made a pretty good living just doing that all day long. And the thing is that most of the time, the answer was no, I can't see or hear you, or call me on the phone so that we can troubleshoot this. Like there had to be at least 10 to 15 minutes at the beginning of every meeting earmarked for troubleshooting. Now I join a Zoom call and we start at 1 minute past. Like we're on and we're running. And that saves, I don't even know if you could add up all of the financial aspect that saves, that time and money not wasted on troubleshooting video, when really all you want to do is get to the content of your meeting and get things done, get your work done, and be on your way. So that's one, I think, huge differentiator between us and other competitors. We're super easy to use. My mom was able to join us during the pandemic for holidays over Zoom, and I didn't have to spend, which I would have passed off to my sister, but I didn't have to spend a ton of time troubleshooting with her, because I like to say, well, I don't have an iPhone, but now, they hold me to it. But so that's one of them. And then another one is, and I don't know, I think you and I talked a little bit about it before we started the interview, but the culture of Zoom is just really different. And I think that's wonderful for me as an employee. Sure, like I'm happy to come to work and that's great for me. But in turn, when you think about that in the big picture, what that then translates into is the end user, the end partner, they're interfacing with people who believe in the product, who are happy to be there, believe that they're making a difference. And actually, because Eric Yuan, one, I love his transparency and I love his openness to discussion and the ability to say, maybe that's not a good idea, or that's a great idea, let's test it out, and then take data months later and take a look at it and see if it's working or not. Those types of things in my career, there was a lot of talk the talk, but the walk never happened. And so to be at this point in my career at a company in an industry that I've been in for so long that I really enjoy, I feel like it's come full circle. I work with a lot of talented people who have a lot of experience in direct and channel. We have a lot of channel experience here. Seasoned professionals who really want to bring communication to, and the ease of communication to everyone, whether that be professional or personal. And I don't think it's hard to see the passion when you talk to people who work at Zoom. When I first got hired, I was like, well, is there the Kool-Aid? Like, where can I get what, I'm a little cynical. I'm a little skeptical. I thought everyone, like, they just did that for orientation, but then it just kept going on and people were congratulatory and supportive and really open to new ideas and trying to implement them. And again, I can't say enough about the culture and how that translates to really believing that we're delivering happiness. And if we think that we might not be, that's one, we come back and we think about it and we think about how to change that to then keep our motto going, because we really believe in it. And being a video-centric platform, people love to talk on the phone. I love to talk on the phone because, I can roll out of bed and be on a conference call and no one has to see me, but we miss this. So when you have really good video, isolation feelings go down. I feel like I can work with my team members. I have team members in France and Texas, and I feel like I have been in a room with them. So that video first platform, video just looks so good now. It just looks so good. You can't complain about it. It looks wonderful. It looks the best it's ever looked. And with Zoom's video first architecture, that's what was thought of. Eric Yuan thought about this 10 years ago. He thought, like, well, we're good. Audio's great. Audio's been around forever. People are going to want to see each other, and they're going to want to see each other clearly and well. And so I could go on and on. Like, I'm wearing the button. I'm very excited to be with Zoom, and I'm so happy that you have me here. But I really do believe in those differentiators, and that they, there are lots of UCaaS solutions out there, but Zoom just makes it easy and intuitive, and the products are really good. They're really good.
Well, Laura, thank you so much, man. I want to thank you. That was just beautiful. Well said. Anyway, thanks for being on the show today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and a pleasure to meet you again.
And thanks for watching, everybody.